Hello everyone! Today I have the long-awaited recipe for paleo crackers or grain-free crackers. They are super easy to make and I will show you how to do that. The basic ingredients are 150 grams, which is about a cup and a half of tapioca starch, 200 grams or 2 cups of almond meal, 2 tablespoons of any oil of your choice. I'm using sesame oil, but you can use olive or avocado or any oil, and some water. To mix the dough, you'll need a food processor or a stand mixer, or you could even mix with your hands. And you're going to put the tapioca starch, almond meal, and the oil together in the mixer. Begin mixing those ingredients and then slowly add a little bit of water at a time. You don't want to add too much water in one go and have a soggy dough because it's kind of hard to come back from. So just add a little bit and then watch the mixture patiently and see when it starts to kind of clump together as a dough. If you have added too much water, you'll need to go back and add some more of the dry ingredients. Stop the mixer and check when the dough is done. It might not clump together in a lump, so you want to squeeze some of it in your hand, and if it kind of holds together like a dough, then you know that it's ready for rolling out. The next step is to roll out your dough and cut your crackers. So you want to have your baking sheet ready for the crackers to go onto, and I like to roll out on baking paper. I'll show you why in a minute. You're also going to need some kind of cookie cutter or just a pizza cutter to cut the crackers, and you'll need a rolling pin or a glass bottle to use as a rolling pin. I have this nifty rolling pin that I got on AliExpress. It has discs that you can screw onto the end, which help keep the same thickness when you're rolling out your dough. Get a lump of your dough. It's easier to work in smaller pieces rather than the whole entire batch. Press it onto your baking paper and then just roll it out. You want to have it fairly thin but not too thin, just the thickness of a standard cracker. As you're rolling out, you might find that your rolling pin sticks to the dough. You can just oil it if you need to. If you're getting a lot of sticking, your dough might be too wet and you can work in a little bit extra almond meal or tapioca starch. You can use cookie cutters if you want to cut uniform shapes or interesting shapes, but I find it so much quicker and easier just to use a pizza cutter to cut up my crackers because I make them pretty much every week, and this just goes a lot quicker. It gives a bit of a rustic look, but we don't mind that. This is where the baking paper comes in handy. You can actually lift it up and peel off the crackers to lay them onto your baking sheet. You don't have to use the baking paper, you can just do it onto a surface if you prefer, or onto a silicone sheet. This is just the way that I do it. So you're going to repeat the rolling out and cutting process with the rest of the dough. The beauty of a dough that doesn't contain gluten is that it won't toughen up as you keep working it. Regular flour dough will kind of get really hard and tough as you keep working the dough, but this one doesn't. You can just work it as many times as you need to. Bake the crackers in an oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 365 Fahrenheit until they start to turn golden. You don't want to over bake them. If they start getting dark, they're going to get bitter. So you kind of just want to look for a bit of gold around the edges and on the high points. That's the basic recipe for plain crackers. You can change up the flavors by adding spices and herbs or salt, pepper, whatever you like. You can also add different seeds to your crackers like poppy seeds or pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, or a mixture of the above. I've made these crackers and added curry powder before, and they were really delicious, especially with chicken mayonnaise on top of them. I hope you enjoy making and eating these crackers. Let me know if you give them a go. I'd love to know what you think of them. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.